Text 6. Among the various chittas, that which is attained by samadhi is desireless. Among all the various minds that we see in various men, only that mind which has attained to samadhi, perfect concentration, is the highest. A man who has attained certain powers through medicines or through words or through mortifications still has desires, but that man who has attained to samadhi through concentration is alone free from all desires. Text 7. Works are neither black nor white for the yogis. For others, they are threefolds: black, white, and mixed. When the yogi has attained perfection, his actions and the karma produced by those actions do not bind him because he does not desire them. He just works on. He works to do good and he does good, but does not care for the result, and it will not come to him. But for ordinary men who have not attained to the higher state, works are of all three kinds: black, evil actions; white, good actions; and mixed. Text 8. From these threefold works are manifested in each state only those desires which are fitting to that state alone. The others are held in abeyance for the time being. Suppose I have made the three kinds of karma, good, bad, and mixed, and suppose I die and become a god in heaven. The desires in a good body, in a god body, are not the same as desires in a human body. The god body neither eats nor drinks. What becomes of my past unworked karmas, which produce as their effect the desire to eat and drink? Where would these karmas go when I become God? The answer is that desires can only manifest themselves in proper environment. Only those desires will come out for which the environment is fitted. The rest will remain stored up. In this life, we have many godly desires, many human desires, and many animal desires. If I take a god body, only the good desires will come up, because for them the environments are suitable. And if I take an animal body, only the animal desires will come up, and the god desires and the good desires will wait. What does this show? That by means of environment we can check these desires. Only that karma which is suited to and fitted for the environments will come out. This shows that the power of environment is the great check to control even karma itself. Text 9. There is consecutiveness in desires, even though separated by species, space, and time, there being identification of memory and impressions. Experiences becoming fine become impressions. Impressions revivified become memory. The word memory here includes unconscious coordination of past experiences reduced to impressions with present conscious action. In each body, the group of impressions acquired in a similar body only becomes the cause of action in that body. The experiences of a dissimilar body are held in abeyance. Each body acts as if it were a descendant of a series of bodies of that species only. Thus, consecutiveness of desires is not to be broken. Text 10. Thirst for happiness being eternal, desires are without beginning. All experience is preceded by desire for happiness. There was no beginning of experience, as each fresh experience is built upon the tendency generated by past experience. Therefore, desire is without beginning. Text 11. Being held together by cause, effect, support, and objects, in the absence of these is its absence. Desires are held together by cause and effect. If a desire has been raised, it does not die without producing its effect. Then again, the mind stuff is the great storehouse, the support of all these past desires reduced to samskara form. Until they have worked themselves out, they will not die. Moreover, so long as the senses receive the external objects, fresh desire will arise. If it be possible to get rid of the cause, effect, support, and objects of desire, then alone it will vanish. Text 12. The past and future exists in their own nature, qualities having different ways. The idea is that existence never comes out of non-existence. The past and future, though not existing in a manifested form, yet exists in a fine form. They are manifested or fine. Text 13, they are manifested or fine, being of the nature of the gunas. The gunas are the three substances, sattvas, rajas and tamas, whose gross state is the sensible universe. Past and future arise from the different modes of manifestations of these gunas. Text 14. The unity in things is from the unity in changes. Though there are three substances, their changes being coordinated, all objects have their unity. Text 15. Since perception and desire vary with regard to the same object, mind and object are of different nature. That is, there is an objective world independent of our minds. There is a refutation of the Buddhist idealism. Since different people look at the same things differently, it cannot be a mere imagination of any particular individual. Text 16. Things are known or unknown to the mind, being dependent on the coloring which they give to the mind. Text 17. The states of the mind are always known because the Lord of the mind, the Purusha, is unchangeable. The whole gist of this theory is that universe is both mental and material. Both of these are in a continuous state of flux. What is this book? It is a combination of molecules in constant change. One lot is going out and another coming in. It is a whirlpool. But what makes the unity? What makes it the same book? The changes are rhythmical. In harmonious order, they are sending impressions to my mind, and these pieced together make a continuous picture, although the parts are continuously changing. Mind itself is continuously changing. The mind and body are like two layers in the same substance moving at different rates of speed. Relatively, one being slower and the other quicker, we can distinguish between the two motions. For instance, a train is in motion and a carriage is moving alongside it. It is possible to find the motion of both these to a certain extent. But something else is necessary. Motion can only be perceived when there is something else which is not moving. But when two or three things are relatively moving, we first perceive the motion of the faster one and then that of the slower one. How is the mind to perceive? It is also in a flux. Therefore, another thing is necessary which moves more slowly. Then you must get to something in which the motion is still slower, and so on, and you will find no end. Therefore, logic compels you to stop somewhere. You must complete the series by knowing something which never changes. Behind this never-ending change of motion is the Purusha, the changeless, the colorless, the pure. All these impressions are merely reflected upon it as a magic lantern throws images upon a screen without in any way tarnishing it. Text 18. The mind is not semi-luminous, being an object. Tremendous power is manifested everywhere in nature, but it is not self-luminous, not essentially intelligent. The Purusha alone is self-luminous and gives its light to everything. It is the power of the Purusha that is percolating through all matter and force. Text 19. From its being unable to cognize both at the same time. If the mind were self-luminous, it would be able to cognize itself and its objects at the same time, which it cannot. When it cognizes the objects, it cannot reflect on itself. Therefore, the Purusha is self-luminous and the mind is not. Text 20. Another cognizing mind being assumed, there will be no end to such assumptions, and confusion of memory will be the result. Let us suppose there is another mind which cognizes the ordinary mind, then there will have to be still another to cognize the former, and so there will be no end to it. It will result in confusion of memory. There will be no storehouse of memory.